Hello everyone, welcome to this class. In this class, I'm going to talk about problems on tabulation. So before we talk about tabulation, we need to understand the concept of statistics. So when I talk about statistics, what is basically statistics? Statistics is a subject which convert your unstructured data into structured form, generally to interpret information from the data. In order to work on that process, we need to first collect the data. So the question comes, what kind of data are you working on? Are you working on primary data or are you working on secondary data? They have different methods to work on. So in this class, we'll talk about how you can collect the data either by working on primary data or secondary data. Once the data is being collected, the next part is to organize and classify the data. So the question comes, when we deal with organization and classification of data, there are different methods are there. Methods can be quantitative classification, qualitative classification, geographical classification or chronological classification. And once the data is being classified and grouped on, then we work on analysis part. It again depends on what kind of data are we dealing with. It can be discrete data or it can be continuous data. So again, they have different mechanism. Like for continuous data, we work on normal distribution, while for discrete data, we work for binomial or Poisson distribution. So while working on analysis on data, we follow different mechanism. Generally on normal distribution, we follow measure of central tendency, measure of dispersion, measure of quantitative analysis, measure of correlation, regression. It depends, like either you're dealing with univariate data or multivariate data or bivariate data. So once the analysis part is done, the next part is to how you can present the data. So the presentation of data is the overall objective of this class. So when we talk about presentation of data, you can present the data either in textual form, either in tabular form, either through diagrams or either through graphs. So this session where we are talking about problem on tabulation, I'm going to discuss how you can understand the concept of tabulation by using the presentation of data. So guys, now here the problem comes. So here through this problem, I'm going to explain you how you can work on the concept of tabulation. Please understand, presentation of data is very important. Now we have tools like Tableau, we have Power BI, we have QlikView, which help us in the presentation form. More or less, when it comes to analysis, you can work on R, you can work on Python. But when it comes to presentation, you need to make sure that you present the data in an appropriate way. Through some numericals, I am going to explain you this problems on tabulation. So let's discuss this problem number 1. So in this question, what they have given us that we have around 1000 person. Okay, out of 1000 person, 25% are industrial worker. So imagine if I have 1000. So if 25% are industrial worker, so how many would be the industrial worker? 250. Okay, fine. And the rest are agricultural workers. So how many would be the agricultural worker? They would be 750. So the sum will comes to 1000. I hope this much everyone is clear with. So we have 1000 persons. Out of 1000 persons, 25% are industrial worker and remaining are agricultural worker. So how much would be the agricultural worker? 75%. 75% of 1000, you will get 750. Okay, then what else? What they have given us? Going further, 300 person enjoyed World Cup match on TV. So they are giving us a scenario where 300 people are watching World Cup match on a TV. Now question is getting complicated, right? So it would be better if we can solve it through tabulation instead of writing it plainly. So if I draw a table like this way, imagine this is industrial worker, suppose agricultural worker, this is total. Here I'll write watch World Cup match, and here I'll write do not watch World Cup match. Do not watch World Cup match. Fine. So total is 1000. So we have total 1000 people. If I write here total, 250 are industrial worker and 750 are agricultural worker. Clear everyone? So out of 1000 people, 25% are industrial worker, 75% are agricultural worker, 300 people watch World Cup match on TV. So 300 people watch World Cup match on TV. So how many do not watch World Cup match on TV? 1000 minus 300. That would be 700. Clear everyone? So 30% of the people who had not watched World Cup match were industrial worker. So how many do not watch? How many do not watch World Cup match? Those are 700. 700 do not watch. What 30% of that? 30% of 700, if you solve, it would be 210. So 30% of people who had not watched World Cup match were industrial worker. So how many do not watch? 700. Out of 700, 210 are industrial worker. Clear, everyone? Now once you get this, so what would be this value? This would be 250 minus 210, this would be 40. What would be this value? This would this is 700, this is 210. So this would be 700 minus 210, this would be 490. And what would be this value? This would be 750 minus 490. If you solve, you will get 260. Clear? So what is your question? What is the number of agriculture worker who watch World Cup match on TV? So how many are agriculture worker who watch World Cup match on TV? Your answer is 260. So what I did to this problem, I made you to understand the problem on tabulation, which you can do very easily by solving through tables. Instead of doing step by step, it would be easy if you can solve by using table. So I hope you understood this problem. Now we'll go and do the next problem on tabulation. So guys, this is another problem. I can say that you all can take 2-minute pause this video and again try to solve this question. In case if you found any difficulty, you can watch this video. So again, in this problem, I'm going to solve the similar problem, similar to what we have done already on the basis of tabulation. So this is problem number 2. In this problem, they are discussing about two towns, okay, in the year 2000. Year and all doesn't matter much to us. So they are talking about two towns here, town A and town B, fine. And they are discussing certain population who are drinking coffee, certain population who are not drinking coffee, and then we'll try to solve this question. So what I can do, if here I write town A, so town A, I can write here male, here I can write female, okay. Then this is coffee drinker, who drink coffee and who do not drink coffee, who do not drink coffee, fine. Here I am writing total. So because the data is given in the form of percentage, so I just wrote here 100%. I hope this much everyone is understanding. So they are talking about two towns, town A and town B. So in town A, they gave that female coffee drinker is 40%. So female coffee drinker is 40%. You can write like this way. And then total coffee drinker is 45%. So the total coffee drinker is 45%. So you can easily understand total coffee drinker is 45% and female coffee drinker is 40%. So the male coffee drinker, everyone in the world can know the answer. It would be 5%. Going further, because this is 100%, so this would be 55%. Fine. Then they mentioned male non-coffee drinker is 20%. Male non-coffee drinker is 20%. So this would be 25%. Fine. Because this is 55, this is 20, this would be 35. 35 plus 40, it would be 75, or 100 minus 25, that would be 75. So done with this table. Okay. Then they are talking about town B. So I can extend this further. Again, male female will be together. Coffee, who drink coffee, who do not drink coffee. Okay, just continuing the same table. Here I am doing for town B. Okay. Now for town B, what they have given. Okay, for town B, what they have given, male coffee drinker is 55. So male coffee drinker is 55. Okay. Then male non-coffee drinker is 30. Male non-coffee drinker is 30. 30 plus 55, it would be 85. Total is 100. You know total is 100. So this would be 15. Clear? 100 minus 85 is 15. Then what they are given, male non-coffee drinker is 30%. Female coffee drinker is 15%. female coffee drinker is 15%. So town B, male coffee drinker is 55, yeah. Then male non-coffee drinker is 30, the total is 85. Female coffee drinker is 15, so 15 plus 55, that would be 70. Okay, this should be 30 because the total should be 100, so this would be 0%. Simple problem. If you are good with basic concept of addition subtraction, you can do very easily, provided that you should know the concept of tabulation. So that is what we are trying to do here. So now the question here is that on the basis of this information, the ratio of male coffee drinker in town A and town B. So male coffee drinker, they are asking in town A by town B. So I hope everyone understand what is ratio. So town A, male coffee drinker is 5%. So that is 5% divided by town B, male coffee drinker is 55%. That is 55%. If you solve, you know the table of 5, 11 5s is 55. So the ratio, this would be 1:11. Clear everyone? So now let's discuss the another problem. So I hope you have understood the concept of tabulation, what we have done so far. So on the same logic, you can solve this problem number 3. Okay, I am solving this for your reference. So again, in this problem, they are discussing about two demographic population. Certain population are male and then female, and then certain percentage of population are drinking coffee. They are coffee drinker and they are non-coffee drinker. So you can keep this format ready with you while solving this kind of questions on tabulation. So what they have given in this question, that a sample study of population of a area relate that 40% are female. So your total 40% are female. So if your total 40% are female, then male would be 60 because the total would be 100%. Clear everyone? And the percentage of coffee drinker are 45%. 45% drink coffee. So how many do not drink coffee? That would be 100 minus 45, that would be 55%. Very simple. And then the male coffee drinker is 20. Male coffee drinker, if that would be 20%, all figures are in percentage. So 45 minus 20, this would be 25%. Clear? And this is total female is 40 and female coffee drinker is 25%. So then female non-coffee drinker would be 40 minus 25, this would be 15%. And because this is 15, so you can solve very easily. Male non-coffee drinker, it would be 60 minus 20, 40, or it could be 55 minus 15, it would be 40. Very simple question. And then what is the percentage of female non-coffee drinker? So the female non-coffee drinker, it would be 15%. So I hope you can do this question very easily. Again, this is the concept based on tabulation. Let's discuss the next problem. Now guys, this will be your challenging problem, which I am expecting you that you should solve this question within 5 to 10 minutes. I am solving this for your reference. So in this question, they are giving us certain details on certain population, and let's try to decode this concept. So we in the year 2000, so again this year doesn't matter to us anymore. So out of 1750 worker, we have around 1750 worker. Out of them 1200 are the member of trade union. So 1200 are the member of trade union. If 1200 are the member, then how many are non-member? Total population is 1750. 1200 are the member. So how many would be non-member? Just simply subtract. You will get 550. Okay. Then what else? The number of women employed were 200, out of which 175 did not belong to trade union. Now if you solve it through crisscross method or through bone arrow method, then it would tend to be very complicated. So why not we try tabulation here? So let's try to do this question through tabulation, what I have explained you so far. So if I draw tabulation here, so we have male we have female, total member, non-member, total given is 1750. Okay, out of 1750, 1200 are member and 550 are non-member. So again in this problem we have total 1750 member. Out of 1750, 1200 are the member, 550 are non-member. I hope this part is clear with everyone. Then what else they have given? The total number of female were 200. So total female is 200. So very simple, if total you have 1750 members and 200 are female, so how many would be male? 1750 minus 200, you will get 1550. 1550 as the male member. Simple. Okay, then what else? So the total number of women was 200, out of which 175 did not belong to trade union. So female who did not belong to trade union is 175. Okay, so total female is 200. If 175 do not belong, so how many belong? 25. Very simple. Okay, now you just need to use basic calculation to get the other values. So the male member, it would be 1200 minus 25, this would be 1175. Okay, and this would be 550 minus 175. If you do 550 minus 175, if you do, this would be 7, this would be 375. So, or if you add 375 plus 1175, you will get 1550. Okay, so I hope this part is clear. So they are talking about the year 2000. They are talking about the year 2000. Okay, now they went to another year. The another year is 2004. So in 2004, again we'll draw the same table. We have male, we have female, we have total, certain people are member, certain are non-member, then we have total. Clear? So if you are following my video by this time, I believe you can easily draw these tabulations. Okay, now discussing the year 2004, what they have given, they were 1800 employees who belong to trade union. So 1800 employees belong to trade union. Okay, so in 2004 there were 1800 employees who belong to trade union and 50 who do not belong to trade union. So 50 who do not belong to trade union, this total will be 1850. Don't ask me how, it is simply you can do 1800 plus 50. In 2004 you have 1850 total employees where certain are member, certain are non-member. Then what they have given, 1800 who are trade union, 50 who do not belong to trade union. Of all the employees in 2004, 300 were women. So 300 of all the employees, total female were 300. So the male would be 1550. Okay, so of all the employees in 2004, 300 were female, out of whom 8 do not belong to trade union. So 8 do not belong to trade union. So total female is 300, 8 do not belong to trade union. So how many belong to trade union? That would be 292. Okay, so the total number of female who belong to trade union, that would be 292. Okay, and then we can solve, we can simply do the basic calculation, find the other value. This is 50, this is 8. So 50 minus 8, this comes to us 42, and total male is 1550. And so how many are the member? It would be 1550 minus 42, or it would be 1800 minus 292 you can do. So 1800 minus 300 if I do, I'll get 1500, plus 8 if I do, I'll get 1508. Or if I do 1550 minus 42, I'll get 1508. Basic calculation. So on the basis of this information, the ratio of female member of the trade union in 2000 and 2004. Female member of trade union in 2000 is 25, and 2004 that was 292. So what would be your answer? 25 is to 292. So simply they are asking you the basic ratio, where they are asking us what is the ratio of female member who are the member of trade union in 2000 by 2004. So in 2000 how many females are the member of trade union? That answer is 25. In 2004 how many females are the member of trade union? That is 292. They are asking us the ratio, so the answer would be 25 is to 292. Again, be careful when you get these kind of questions. Maybe I can ask you the question, what would be the ratio of female member in 2004 and 2000? Then the answer would be 292 is to 25. So be careful to understand what they are asking you in the question. Clear this much? So now guys, let's discuss this problem 5. In this problem 5, we'll discuss how you can convert data which is given in the form of cumulative, how you can convert that into normal class interval and frequency. So again, this again comes under our understanding on tabulation, because here tabulation help us to organize the data. So when we have data with us, data can be in unstructured form. It is very important to organize the data in much more appropriate way, and here the logic of class interval and frequency come into picture. Very important fact, you need to understand that whenever you are organizing the data in the form of class interval and frequency, it should be exclusive class interval. Okay, so for that I'll draw here class interval and I'll write here frequency. I'll draw class interval, I'll write here frequency. Here if you understand the data what is given, because this problem is not given in the form of class interval, you need to understand this problem is all about cumulative frequency. So when the frequency is given in cumulative form, it can be either less than cumulative frequency or it can be either more than cumulative frequency. How will you understand this problem is about less than cumulative frequency or more than cumulative frequency? For that you need to see the data. If you see here, certain terms are there like more than, okay, or above. So that shows that the given class interval is more than class interval with more than cumulative frequency. Once you understood that part, now the next part you need to understand that with more than class interval, the value what is attached is the lower limit. With less than class interval, the value what would be attached would be the upper limit. So when you are seeing more than 20, it means your class interval is 20 to 30. Okay, here more than 70, 70 to 80. So now I need to organize my data. So I'll write here 20 to 30, then 30 to 40, then 40 to 50, then 50 to 60, then 60 to 70, then 70 to 80. So I wrote all my class interval. Okay, the value what is attached is the lower limit. Now this value what is given are the cumulative frequency. I need to convert the value what is given cumulative frequency into normal frequency. How will I convert? Very simple. I just follow basic maths, that you know that more than 70 is 7. So I'll write more than 70 is 7, done, because there is only one value more than 70, that is 70 to 80. Next, more than 60 is 18. More than 60 is 18 means you need to understand more than 60 means 60 to 70 and 70 to 80, and this value is how much? 18 is the value. Clear? More than 60. So more than 60 it would be more than 60, it would be 60 to 70, 70 to 80, and the value total is 18. Okay, more than 70 is already given to you is 7. So 60 to 70 it would be 18 minus, it would be 18 minus 7, this would be 11. Very simple, this would be 11. Okay, going further, more than 50 is 40. So more than 50 is 40. So this would be what? This would be 40 minus 18. So you can do simply more than 50, it would be 50 to 60, 60 to 70, and then 70 to 80. Okay, 70 to 80, what is the value? 7. 60 to 70 is 11, total is 18, and the more than 50, that is 40. So this value would be what? 40 minus 18. What is 40 minus 18? That is 22. So you can write here 22. Very simple. So how to convert cumulative frequency, more than cumulative frequency, normal frequency? Just subtract. the preceding value. So this value would be 60 minus 40. 60 minus 40, this would be 20, simple. Okay, then this would be 75 minus 60. So that 75 minus 60, that would be 15. Okay, and then more than 20, that would be 100 minus 75. So that would be 25. Basic maths you can do, and the total sum should be equal to 100%. So once you are done with this, we are done with this table. Once we are done with this table, now we need to see the question. What is the question? How many students got marks less than 50? So how many students got marks less than 50 means now they are asking us in the form of less than class interval with less than cumulative frequency. So when you are working with less than class intervals with less than cumulative frequency, we use the upper limit. So upper limit would be more than 30, more than 40, more than 50, more than 60, more than 70, more than 80. So here when I am writing this, I can draw this. Here what they are asking us, how many students got marks less than 50. So less than 50 means, guys, please understand how many got marks less than 50. So you need to understand 20 to 30 got 25 marks, 30 to 40 got 15 marks, 40 to 50 got 20 marks. What is the total sum? The total sum comes to you 60. So how many students got marks less than 50%? The answer would be 60%. So I believe you understood. Here in this question they are asking us how many students got marks less than 50. So again, this normal class interval and frequency, what you got, you have to convert this into less than class interval and less than cumulative frequency. So you will write less than 30, less than 40, less than 50, less than 60, less than 70, less than 80. And when you write the cumulative frequency, how will you write? 25, 25 plus 15, 25 plus 15 is 40, 40 plus 20, 60, reverse way. The way we have done this problem, you will do exactly reverse way and you will get the answer as 60%. Okay, now let's discuss the next problem. So student, in this question, what we are seeing in this question, we are given normal class interval with normal frequency, and they have asked us the question based on more than class interval with more than cumulative frequency. Other thing what you have noticed, that the class interval what is given is a discrete class interval. So what you need to do, first you need to convert this discrete class interval into continuous class interval, and then you have to write the same problem in the form of more than class interval with more than cumulative frequency. So if I write down the normal class interval, okay, it should be continuous in nature. If you notice, the difference is 1, 1, 1. Okay, so how will you convert discrete class limits into continuous class limit? By finding out the difference. Difference is 1, 1 divided by 2 is 0.5, 0.5 subtract with upper limit, 0.5 add to the lower limit. So your class interval will become 1499.5 to 1999.5. Then this would be 1999.5 to 2499.5. Okay, then it would be 2499.5 to 2999.5. Then this would be 2999.5 to 3499.5. So what I did, I converted the discrete class interval into continuous class interval. Next thing, here the frequency is given. This is normal frequency 13, then 32, then 20, then 25. The total sum of this is how much? Total sum of frequency, if you do 3 plus 2 is 5, 5 plus 5 is 10. The total sum if you do, you will get 90, 10 plus 1 carry, 3 plus 1 4, 4 plus 1 5, 5 plus 2 7, 7 plus 2 9. So the total sum is 90. Okay, now what I want the answer in more than. So if you want to convert this normal class interval with normal frequency with into more than class interval with more than cumulative frequency, so I will write more than. So whenever you write more than, what you do, you always attach with more than, we always attach the lower limit. So this would be more than 1 minute. So more than 1499.5, then more than 1999.5, then more than 2499.5, 499.5. Then I'll write more than 2999.5. So here like this I wrote all the more than. Okay, so I wrote all the more than. So then I'll write the cumulative frequency, more than cumulative frequency. What I'm trying to do, I'm trying to convert the normal class interval into cumulative form. So I'll write more than 1499.5, more than 1999.5, more than 2499.5, more than 2999.5. Now I got this. Now the total sum of this frequency, this should be equal to 90. The total sum, let me erase this part. The total sum of the frequency, that should be equal to 90. Okay, that means the total value is equal to 90. Here more than 1499.5, what would be the total value? All the values more than that, right? Okay, done. So how will you convert this into normal class interval into more than cumulative frequency? Just start from down. So the more than 2999.5 is 25 values. So write down 25. Okay. How many values are more than 2499.5? That would be 20 plus 25. Basic maths. Okay. I hope you are understanding, because 20 are between 2499.5 to 2099.5 and 25 are between this. Okay. So more than 2099.5 would be 20 plus 25, that would be 45. And then going further, once you get this 45, then what you do? You do 45 plus 32. So if you do this, you will get 77. So how many values are more than 1999.5? This many values. What are those values? 77. Okay. Then how many are more than 1499.5? All the value. So once you got this, you're done with the problem. But here if you notice, the question is that what percentage of people earn more than 2500? Okay, so actually they should ask more than 2499.5. So maybe they are statistically not correct even then. So even then, what is very important here, that they are asking us the percentage. Okay, so percentage, how you calculate the percentage? You compare with the base value. Okay, you compare the total with the base value. What is the total? Total is 90. 90 you compare with the base value. Okay, now when you're doing this, what they're asking, what percentage of people earn more than 2500? So how we convert the data in the form of percentage, the actual logic in the term of English is what we compare, by whom we compare, into 100. So by whom we are comparing with 90. What we are comparing is more than 2500. So more than 2500 is what the value? 45. So if you solve this, you know the table of 9 or you know the table of 45. 45 2 is 90. So if you solve this, you will get the answer as 50%, and that is your answer, 50%. So now let's discuss the next problem. So here in this problem, you need to understand that they have given us the data. Again, this is data. If you see, this is more than class interval and the frequency would be cumulative frequency. So you need to convert this into normal class interval with normal frequency, and then you need to see what question they have asked. So here if you notice, more than 200, more than 350, more than 400, more than 450. So if I write the class interval, my class interval, it would be 200, because with more than we always use lower limit. So with more than, so 200 to 350. Okay, then this would be 350 to 400. So class interval can be unique, they can be same, class width can be same, they can vary also. So you don't have to bother much on that part. So it can be 400 to 450. Okay, and then 450 and above. You can write 450 and above, because if you notice, the class width is not same here. So I will not take a chance of what would be the class width, because it varies on different class intervals. So let's write 450 and above. Okay, the frequency what they have given, these all are cumulative frequency, because the data is about more than. So because these are cumulative frequency, you would write them in a normal frequency. The total sum of this would be 48. The total sum of this would be 48, because the value is 48. You need to understand the total sum of this would be 48. You can find the individual frequency. More than 400 is 0. You write here 0. So 400 and 450, that would be 12 minus 0, that would be 12. Okay, then more than 350, that would be what? That would be 25 minus 12, that would be 13. Simple logic. Then 200 to 350, that would be 48 minus 25, 48 minus 25. So this would be 23. So now if you do the sum of this, this is 6, 8, this is 2, 3, 4, 48. Yeah. So I just converted the cumulative class interval with cumulative frequency into normal class interval with normal frequency. Find the number of observation between 350 and 400. So the number of observation between 350 and 400 is 13. And yeah, we are done with this problem. Very basic problem. Now let's do the next problem. Now in the next problem, the data given here refers to the marks gained by the group of student. Here if you notice, the word is given below. Below means less than class interval with less than cumulative frequencies given. So here if I write less than class interval, so with less than class interval you can see they use below 10, then below 20, then below 30, then below 40, then below 50. Okay. So below means less than. I hope you are getting it. These are the cumulative frequency they have given. So this is 15, this is 38, this is 65, this is 84, and this is 100. The total should be 100. So with please understand that with below or less than, what frequency is attached? Upper limit is attached. With more than, lower limit is attached. So what is important here is to remember this fact. Now I will convert less than class interval with less than cumulative frequency into normal class interval with normal frequency. Okay, please remember, with less than or below, upper limit is attached. So if you see this 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, these are your upper limit. So when you write your class interval, your class interval will be 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, then 30 to 40, then 40 to 50. Okay, this is your frequency. So if you see the frequency, less than 10 is 15. So I write 15. Okay, 20 to 30, 10 to 20, it would be 38 minus 15. 38 minus 15, it would be 23. Okay, this would be 23. Then 20 to 30, that would be 65 minus 38. 65 minus 40 is 25 plus 2, 27. Okay, 30 to 40, it would be 84 minus 65. 84 minus 65, 85 minus 65 is 20. 20 minus 1, it would be 19. And then 100 minus 84, this will be 16. The total should be 100. So you can cross verify this. The total should come as 100. So 15 plus 23 plus 27 plus 19 plus 16. If you do the sum, 5 plus 3 8, 8 plus 7 15, 8 15 plus 9 24, 30, 3 carry, 3 plus 1 4, 4 plus 2 6, 6 plus 2 8, 9 10, 100. The total is 100, means this calculation is correct. Okay. So data is given where we have given less than class interval with less than cumulative frequency. What they ask, the number student get marks more than 30. So when what they are asking us more than 30 means now you got the normal class interval with normal frequency. They are asking us when the data is about more than class interval with more than cumulative frequency. So now if you convert this into more than class interval with more than cumulative frequency, so what do you write? You write with more than, you write the lower value. So you write more than 0, more than 10, more than 30, more than 40, like this. And then what would be a cumulative frequency? Now if I write more than, so with more than, you write more than 0, more than 10, more than 20, more than 30, more than 40, And how will you write the frequency? How will you write the frequency? 40 to 50 is 16. This is 16. Then it would be 16 plus 19. This would be 35. Then it would be 35 plus 27. It would be 62. Then 62 plus 23, it would be 85, and then 85 plus 15, it would be 100. What they are asking us? More than 30. More than 30, what is the value? 35. So what is the value? 35. This is your answer. I hope this part, this calculation you understood. So I hope you understood this problem. So here we have discussed how you can convert more than class interval with more than cumulative frequency into normal class interval and normal frequency, and then how you can deal with the problem related to less than class interval and less than cumulative frequency. So in this class we have discussed about the problem on tabulation. Tabulation is very important concept in statistics, where it is important for an organizer or a student to understand how they should work on organization of data. It's all about understanding the concept of structured data. So because most probably you're going to work on much more higher concepts on R and Python, and that time the concept of tabulation has become very important. So through this session I try to explain you that we need to organize our data, and whenever we work on organization of a data, anything which turns to be complicated will ultimately become much more simpler. That was the objective of this class. So with that intention that you have understood what all I have discussed in this class, it's time to wrap up the class. Thank you everyone. Happy learning.